There's a lot going on in space this weekend, including China's first attempt to land a robot explorer on the moon, a startling discovery on one of Saturn's moons, and a possible spacewalk at the International Space Station to fix a vital cooling system. Here with more and to put it all in context, Jeffrey Kluger, editor-at-large for Time magazine. Jeffrey, good morning.
Good morning.
Let's start with the space station. How serious is the problem?
It's not serious. Keep in mind, you've got 6 people living in a confined space with a lot of equipment running, so it's going to get warm in there. You need coolant loops to take care of that. Now, they have coolant loop A and coolant loop B. Right. Coolant loop A has broken down, so for the time being, they're scaling down some of the operations on board and running on coolant loop B. This has happened 5 times in the last 7 years, so it's a routine problem, and it's one they expect.
So the possibility is a spacewalk. I mean, and it sounds like when they installed this pump, it took 3 spacewalks to install it.
That's right.
Is that what's going to happen?
Well, it could be. First, they're trying for a software fix, which is always a better idea because there's great risk associated with people going outside. Better stay indoors when you're in space. However, the space station, which is, if you set it on a football field, it would be as large as the football field when you include the solar panels. So it's a massive hunk of hardware. And the assumption was always that every now and then you're going to need some people to go outside and look under the hood.
All right, the second story, and this really fascinates me, China's first lunar probe scheduled to land on the moon this weekend. How ambitious is China's space program?
China is the big dog right now, and the biggest reason they're the big dog is simply because they're choosing to go. That was the word President Kennedy used 50 years ago. We choose to go to the moon. Well, the U.S. no longer chooses. Russia no longer chooses. China has had 5 manned missions just since 2003, and this is their 3rd lunar mission, and this one's going to be a probe, which is when you really get down and get to play in the lunar dirt.
The other topic a lot of people are talking about are these new images from Saturn's moon as well as Jupiter's moon. They're beautiful.
They're beautiful, and they tell a really interesting story. Saturn's moon Titan is often thought of as a flash-frozen version of the early Earth. It's filled with hydrocarbons, all the goodies you need to make life. And there are lakes on the surface of Titan, particularly in the North Pole. They're not filled with water. They're filled with liquid ethane and methane. But they're exactly like lake features on the Earth. They show what the Earth would have looked like if we had put it in a freezer right before life emerged. The news from Europa, the European moon, or the Jovian moon Europa, actually has a water ocean girdling the entire globe beneath a thin rind of ice. It's salty, it's warm, it's pulsing, it's almost amniotic. And what the Cassini, or what the Hubble Space Telescope just found, was a geyser coming out of the south end of the moon, 100 miles into the sky. It's just a magnificent image and a magnificent world.
Wow. Last night was speaking of magnificent, the magnificent Geminate meteor shower.
Yes.
What makes this celestial event so spectacular?
Well, it's gorgeous, it's eye candy, and it's predictable. The Earth moves through the tail of a comet, and we get this sort of hail of particles every year. We know that it's coming, we know when it's going to happen. So it's just nice to know that every year the heavens schedule a show for us.
You're always
Kluger.
fascinating.
Yeah, great stuff. Thanks, Jeffrey.
Thank you.